Hey guys, Frank here and welcome to another episode in How Did I Shoot This One in our Digital Classroom series. Today, this image. Don't you just love that backdrop? It's the final click backdrops, and somehow this backdrop, it looks busy, but every time when I photograph it, it just comes to life in the shot because I just love the lines and the color, of course. But it's about something else. Now, when we want to shoot images, the first thing I always determine is what is the look that I want? Do I want something nice and flowy, or do I want something really harsh and edgy? You probably already know the answer, right? I love the harsher quality of light and the more edgy looks. Now, Claudia is standing in front of our final in this setup. And if you have a model that stands against the backdrop, there are a few things you have to realize. First of all, the shadows. Now, believe it or not, a model that stands in front of the backdrop has probably more problems with shadows than a model that's against the backdrop. Now, in all honesty, shadows aren't a real problem in a shot. For me, it connects the model to the backdrop and it gives my model more three-dimensionality, or in other words, he's in the real world. Because, well, shadows are part of the real world. Now, when you have your model in front of the backdrop, you always have to think about lines. So follow the lines of your strobe and you can immediately see where the shadows fall. So if you don't want shadows on the backdrop, make sure that the shadow of the head falls below the shoulders, because below that, everything will be gone. If you shoot from a lower angle, you cut off the shadows also. But if you want your shadows in the shot, and that's something that I always want, place your model against the backdrop, make sure you aim your light correctly and you just have a shiver of shadow on the backdrop. Move your model a little bit forward and you can play with that shadow. But today it's actually not about the shadow, it's about something else. It's one of my favorite light sources, and in this case it's the Fresnel. Now, the Fresnel is a beautiful light source. You probably know it from the old glamour photography, right, and the movie scenes. It's one of those light sources that you can set up for harsh light or a more softer quality of light, a real focus beam of light on your model or a more feathered out beam of light. Now, in this case, we're using the harshest quality of light and I'm aiming it straight at my model. The main advantage of this is, in combination with that final backdrop, is that you can now make the colors pop out. And that's the question we get a lot. How do you make those colors pop out? That's the quality of light. If you light something like this with a big softbox and then create the vignette later in Photoshop, what according to a lot of people can be done, you will miss that quality of light on your colors. And we all know, right? Colors have 3 coordinates, and one of those coordinates is luminance. But when you change the quality of that luminance, you can also get more vibrant colors. And the Fresnel, that's awesome for this. There's only one problem with the Fresnel, and that's actually also a benefit for us as photographers. It gives you a lot of light. So if you go outside and you want to boost your strobes, for example, this is a GT250 from Giotto. Let's say that with a normal light source, it outputs maybe f11. When you use a Fresnel, yeah, f16, f22, maybe even f32. I'm just calling it from the top of my head. But the Fresnel really focuses the light and gives you way more light output. But that also is a problem for the model. So when I'm using a Fresnel, I always lower my modeling light because you don't want your model to look like this, looking into the light. It's very, very bright. And one of the tips I can give you also, and you're going to see that in the final results in a minute, is let your model wear sunglasses. 1, they look cool, and 2, they really help because they don't have to look straight into that light of the Fresnel. So let's take a look at the behind the scenes video. As you can see, it's a super, super simple lighting setup, but I just love the quality and the results. You don't need a lot of gear to create something like this. Now, as you can see in the video, only the Fresnel. And now the cool thing about this Fresnel, it's the Nanlite. And now, in all honesty, when I started out with photography, the Fresnels were really expensive. And nowadays you can still buy really expensive Fresnels. But this one retails in the Netherlands for about 130, 140 euros. And that's incredibly affordable for a light source like this. So if you want to experiment with Fresnels and in the back of your mind you still have that option like, yeah, I love it, but they're so expensive, check out the Fresnel from Nanlite. I will leave the link below. It's a Bowens mount, so it fits your strobes if you have a Bowens mount. So, see you again next time. Subscribe to our channel, leave comments below, and of course tell other people about our channel so we can grow. See you next time. Bye guys.